Hey guys, welcome to part 7 of the laundry renovation. Thanks for watching so far. If you've stuck with this channel, I really appreciate it. Thanks for so many views lately on my videos. I'm really stoked. This will pretty much be the last video in this laundry series, but don't worry, I've got heaps and heaps of other projects on the go, and pretty soon I'll start releasing some more videos of backyard renovation, so definitely subscribe if you want to see those. So the worktop on the bottom cupboard there has already got marks on it, and I could just tell that the surface was never going to last, especially when we're putting washing baskets or the iron or something up there. It just scratches too easily. So in this episode we're going to replace that top with a proper, more durable bench top. Sweet, so this is the bench top that I've chosen, and we've just got to mark it up and make sure it's the right dimension, and then we can rip it down with a circular saw and fit it in place. So the bench top's from Caboodle, and I guess you could call it a marble look bench top. I was lucky I could buy basically a half size bench top. I think they normally come in 2400mm, which is way too long, and I was able to save money just by buying one that was pre-cut to half size. The price I think was about $90. I can't quite remember, sorry, and I can't find the receipt, but yeah, not too expensive. As well as being harder wearing, it's also got an important drip edge to help channel water spills away from your cupboard doors. You don't want them swelling up or anything when they get wet. I found it pretty easy to put this bench top on. I basically just went and measured the width of the cupboard, then I went back and transferred that mark onto the bench top. I'm just using that masking tape there to basically have an easier surface to mark my length on, and then I go back with a pencil and do a more accurate marking. Now I don't have a table saw, so what I'm going to use is a circular saw, and I'm going to make a little fence. So I basically have to measure back from the edge of my circular saw to where the blade cuts and make a second line off that cut line where I have to place the fence. So here you can see I've got this straight edge or guide, which is just this big old square tube, and I've measured back from the line I want to cut the distance from the edge of my skill saw to the blade, and basically it's just going to ride alongside this and make a perfect cut on the line where I want. Make sure you've got someone to help you, and definitely wear the right protection for this job. With the bench top sitting in place, we can see that the total depth along this way is just a little bit too short, and if we want to have a little bit of overhang, which in my opinion looks a bit nicer, we've got to do something about packing out the back here. There's quite a large space. So what I'm thinking instead of just sort of sticking it on top of this other bench top surface, this white one, we'll modify the cupboard, take off this one and stick this back in place. So in order to modify the cupboard, I unscrewed it from the tall cupboard and moved it off the wall, and then I took out the screws and took that white countertop off. So once we'd moved the cupboard back into its spot, I could sit the countertop in place, and it's perfect. It was a perfect cut first time, real stoked with how it fit. With the bench top in place, I used a pen and just sort of drew out the inner dimensions of that cupboard. Then I used some little 90-degree brackets which I screwed on the inside of the line on the bottom side of the bench top. And I also put down a bead of some rapid nails which aids in the countertop adhering to the cupboard. So now with the liquid nail bead on and the 4 brackets on the underside of that bench top, I can carefully put it in place and press it firmly flat onto that cabinet. I took care of any squeeze out and also screwed those brackets onto the inside of the cabinet. And that's the bench top in place. What comes next, I guess, is just the finishing touches. I like to go around and do all the edging, and I use 2 different types of silicone. One's a white paintable silicone and the other is just standard wet area clear silicone. And basically you go around and you mask and fill in all the edges, and then you peel off the masking tape before any of the silicone dries. And in this way you can get a little bit of a cleaner finish, and all the sort of edges where the 2 different materials meet have a nicer way of blending together. And this technique just gets repeated pretty much everywhere. Obviously white for where the white cupboards are up against a white wall, or even where the blue splashback is against the white walls. I think the white silicone looks really good. And even though it can be a little tedious at times, the overall finish just makes it worth it. That pretty much finishes up the laundry. There are a few little things I did as well, like I swapped the light switch to suit the ones that were in the house, and also swapped the old style doorknob for a more modern one, and again the same as all the other doors in the house. There's a little bit more cleaning and stuff to do too, to get that sliding door back in place, and I did put a blind in as well, but I don't really have any footage of that. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this series, and please subscribe. There's some pretty cool videos coming out soon.